The KX-2 comes with the option to be able to teach the robot manually. So to do this, you want to disable the motors so you're able to move it around. You will then create your first teach point. We will call this plate nest. You then will right click it and click teach. If you are teaching with a plate, you then want to go into the inputs, outputs and close the grippers. We will now teach above the plate nest, and we will call this plate nest above. Once again, right click, click teach, and then we will also teach a home position called home. Once again, right click and click teach. Sometimes you will have this error which says invalid elbow position. The value must be less than 0. This is just because you have gone over the value in the elbow. So if you pull the elbow out just slightly, and then once again right click teach, you can see the position is saved. From here we can also create a run sequence with this. So if you click onto the sequence editor, add sequence, we'll call this test 1, and then down here you will click add operation. You want to move to home first, add the next position, which will be move to plate nest above, and then once again click add and move to plate nest. You also want to remember that you want to open the grippers at the end, and this is done by servo gripper open and servo gripper closed. So we want to choose open. Once the plate has been dropped, we also want to move the robot out of the way. So once again, go back to move, and we will just go plate nest above. You have 4 options here. So you can click play to run the robot, and it will just do the run. You have the pause and stop button. You also have run sequentially, which means it will run line by line, and you have to click every time. And you can also put this into a loop. So as you can see, we currently can't press play because the motors are still deactivated. So if we close the sequence editor, click enable motors, go back onto the sequence editor and go to home. If we were to press the single step sequence, it's already at home, so it won't move. If we click the single step sequence again, it will move to plate above. If we now click on the play button, it will continue from the last position you did, and it will run all of the sequences as fast as it can. If you aren't able to access your computer easily, there is a feature called drag to teach on the KX-2. To activate this, you need to go into jog controls, and on the right hand side enable the teach button. You will also notice that the teach button turns blue on the top of the KX-2. Then to go from there, if you click on the little scholar's hat, auto teach, as you can see, once the button is pressed, the auto teach points come up. This means that you do not have to use your PC to right click and teach. So now that these positions have been taught, you can also click OK, and if you go into your teach points, they will appear here. If you want to rename them like we do, simply double click and enter the name. So this one is safe. Second one is plate above. And the next one is plate nest.